Hey guys, it's Talissa here. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I got my dream job as a new grad nurse. As a new grad, it can be very difficult to land your first job, let alone landing the job of your dreams. And for me, I really found that it was challenging. But I want to say that it's definitely doable. That's the whole point of today's video. I want to talk about how I got to where I am today and share that with you guys, because if there's someone out there that's maybe struggling or doesn't really know how to go about finding the job of their dreams, I want to be there to help you guys get through it and maybe give some tips and advice that will help you. So first things first, I'm just going to talk about, the area of specialty that I'm interested in, and my timeline of when I got through nursing school, took the NCLEX, and became a registered nurse. So I went to a 4-year university and I got my bachelor's degree in December of 2018. About like a month or so later, the end of January of 2019, so this year, I actually took my NCLEX and passed, and I became licensed as a registered nurse. So from then on out, I started applying to jobs right away, to get into the area of specialty, but mainly just to get a job. So I just want to say that when I was in my practicum, I had actually gotten a verbal job offer before I had even graduated and before I finished my practicum. And I was on a labor and delivery unit at a hospital close to where I live. And I really felt like it was going to work out. I was so excited, I didn't think that I would end up getting a job in labor and delivery as a new graduate. And I was just so excited and over the moon about this opportunity, because while I was in practicum, I had a really great preceptor. I love her to death. She's honestly one of the best nurses I've ever met. But I had some encounters with the managers there, and I guess they really saw my work ethic, and my clinical instructor, who was supervising us at the time, even reached out to me and said that she had heard really great things from the managers about me, and that they were talking about me, and they'd been watching me and seeing what I've been doing while I've been in my practicum rotation. And I was so excited. So I kind of took it upon myself after that, and I was like, you know what? I need to network while I'm here, because I want to get a job, and I love this place and I'd love to work here, so why not? So that following Monday, I remember I went in the manager's office and I just knocked on the door. It was open. I knocked and I kind of just was like, hi, like, good morning, and sat down. Like, I didn't even ask her if I could sit. I was just like, oh, like, hi. And then I, sat down, and I just explained to her that I was really grateful for the opportunity to be on her unit, and I've been learning a lot, and I love my preceptor. I just kind of explained to her why I was so grateful for being there. I also expressed to her my desire to work on her unit after I graduated, and in hopes of that being something that she was open to as well. At that point in time, she was very, very welcoming to the idea. She, gave me her information because I'd asked for her email and phone number and such, and she gave me a whole breakdown and run through of what exactly to do as soon as I graduate and I pass my boards. She's like, yeah, as soon as you pass boards, email me and just let me know that you got your license. And then she said, email me and let me know when you get your license, put in an application online, and if you don't hear from me, call me. So I was like, okay, like, great, and she's like, yes, but I would love to have you, join our team. And basically I just had gotten a verbal job offer. She's like, yes, as soon as you graduate, come, I would hire you in a heartbeat. That's what she told me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this worked, like, I can't believe it. I was so excited. And at the time, I was kind of like, okay, well, I would tell, like, my family and friends because I was super excited, but I wasn't really telling my classmates, just because I was still in my head thinking, like, okay, what if it doesn't work out? Like, I don't want to be that person that's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I got a verbal job offer, and then months later it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? And it's such a funny story. Because that really happened to me, like, I only told a select few of my classmates at that time just like my closest friends and maybe like one or two people that I knew. But you know, they still knew about it. And so after we graduated, I passed my NCLEX, I passed boards, and they're like, oh, like, so you're gonna start working there and everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like contact her and see what she says. So I contacted her, and sure enough, it just didn't work out. You know, there's a whole timing situation, and the hospital, the facility at the time, their residency program was no longer taking residents for labor and delivery or anything in maternity services at all. So for me, I was really bummed out, but for some reason, I didn't feel like that bad about it. I was disappointed, but it was like, oh, okay, like, next, you know what I mean? And I didn't know what it was at the time, honestly, because I remember just being so excited that, oh my gosh, I got a job offer before I even graduated, and I kind of felt like, okay, I don't have to search, I don't have to go on this job hunt, so it was kind of like put in my lap in a sense. But for some reason, when it didn't work out, I was like, okay, like, you know, I was disappointed that first day, and then after that, you know, I was just building on my resume, applying to jobs every single day, reaching out to people, trying to network, and that's really what I did. So from that point on, this was February, I would do cover letters for different facilities, because different places, of course, you have to kind of tailor it to their application and their job posting and just their facility in general. So I did that, and basically every single day I was online searching for job postings in my area and applying. It was very exhausting at first, like the first 2 months, so by the end of March I was just over it. I was like, you know what, I'm about to go apply to a job in med-surg. And okay, so I don't think I mentioned this at first, but originally I was only applying to labor and delivery positions in my area, because I just know that that's my passion. I know that's the area that I want to work in. I've always known that since before I even started nursing school. Since I was a little girl, I loved the idea of working in maternity services. So, long story short, throughout that time in February, March, and in April as well, like I said, I was building my resumes, my cover letters, applying to jobs almost every single day if I could, and going to job fairs and events that certain hospitals were throwing on. And through that, I was able to network. I got in touch with people from different facilities, and I kept in touch with them with email, and maybe if I met them once, I would see them at another event, and you know, we would just give updates and stuff. So it was really good. It's not that these people necessarily were able to help me more so get the job that I have now, but it was just a good way to kind of get more information on maybe what the job process is, or the application process, what it is that they're looking for, who to reach out to, things like that, you know? And so just some tips that I want to give on, you know, the job hunting process and finding a job as a new grad. First things first, I just want to let you know that timing is key. And when I say that, I mean to say there was a point in time where I was thinking about applying to a job that was about an hour from where I live. And I knew a classmate who also wanted to work in labor and delivery, and I was like, you know what, let me just send this job to her, because we were talking before, and let me just send it to her because I don't know if I'm going to end up applying. And I wasn't really thinking anything of it, because I was, in that time, I was thinking that I would find a job sooner than later. Little did I know. But I was like, oh, I'll get a job soon, like, it's fine, I'm gonna get somewhere that's closer to home. I don't know what made me think that, but whatever. So I sent it to her, and then long story short, she ended up getting the job, and I hadn't even applied to it until after I found out she got the job. And I was like, so you mean to tell me that if I applied, I probably could have gotten the job, but instead I sent it to someone else? It's fine. I mean, it's not, I think that everything happens for a reason, and you'll always end up where you're supposed to be. So I don't have like any hard feelings about it or anything, and I really like to see my classmates and the people that I was in the program with succeed. And so for me, it wasn't a big deal, but it was just kind of like, whoa, like, you mean to tell me like I could have applied and got this job? And it's so funny because after that, when, you know, months were going by and I found it harder and harder to find a job, I ended up applying to that hospital, but then they would send me a follow-up email saying that they're no longer taking new grads for maternity services because of the preceptor ratio and the experienced to non-experienced RNs on the floor. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it's just not meant to be, and I just let that go, you know? Another tip that I want to give you is to apply everywhere. This kind of goes along with the fact that I had started applying to that job, which was an hour away from where I live. But at that point in time, I don't want to say that I was desperate, but I would say that I was more open to opportunities in places where I did not think about receiving them before. So, where I live, I knew that I more so was open to applying places up north a little bit more because the traffic going north isn't as bad as it is going south. And I was very weary about applying to facilities and hospitals that were in the south region of where I live, simply because of traffic, really and truly, and just it's different down there. That's all I'm really gonna say. I don't want to say too much, but it's just different. But beyond that, just apply everywhere. I started applying out of state because I felt I didn't have any responsibilities as far as children or a spouse where I had to be stuck in the state. I have a multi-state compact license, and so if I have that, why not apply other places if I'm able to move? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't want to limit myself, especially when other states may be offering labor and delivery positions more so. So I was like, you know what, let's just do it. I was kind of excited to move too, just because at that point in time, mentally I wasn't where I am now. I was just not doing as well, but at the time I kind of felt like it was like, oh, I'm gonna get away and everything's gonna be great. But honestly, I'm fine staying where I am and down here. Like, it is what it is. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below what your favorite unit to work in is, or what area of specialty that you hope to get a job in when you finish nursing school. So I hope you guys have a blessed one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. The manager answered the phone and I told her